Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Troy Curtis coming at you another video for you guys today. And today, this video is gonna have two parts um just to save some space on the GoPro. And plus I'm gonna be filming two other vlogs this week, so today I'm gonna have the race reaction and the NFL reaction in one video. Yeah, that's just how I'm gonna do it. But let's get into the NFL Week 6 reaction first because, actually both reactions have big storylines, the race and NFL Week 6. But let's get right into the NFL Week 6 reaction first. So Thursday night, so let's get right into the scores. On Thursday Night Football, the Patriots beat the Giants 35-14. Then we go to the Sunday 1 o'clock games. The Panthers beat the Bucks 37-26. The Vikings beat the Eagles 38-20. The Redskins beat the Dolphins 17-16. The Texans beat the Chiefs 31-24. The Saints beat the Jaguars 13-6. The Seahawks beat the Browns 32-28. The Ravens beat the Bengals 23-17. The 49ers beat the Rams 20-7. Oh dear. Try to remember which matchups were in the later. Okay, so what I'm talking about now is all the Sunday games. It doesn't matter when they were. Okay, so continuing on with the Sunday games. So the Cardinals beat the Falcons 34-33. The Jets beat the Cowboys 24-22. The Broncos beat the Texans 16-0. And then on Sunday Night Football, the Steelers beat the Chargers 24-17. And then on Monday Night Football, the Packers were able to roll away with a very close win against the Lions 23-22. Well, let's start off with the fact that the Eagles lost to the Vikings. I don't think anybody was expecting that at all. Yeah, I was very surprised myself. I thought Eagles would have had that one, but doesn't impact me much. I mean, Alshon Jeffrey got decent points for my fantasy team this week, which I have to play him because I guess Steelers are on a bye week, so I can't play any Steelers guys, which puts me in a jiffy because I don't have another kicker. I tried doing another one, and yeah. The Texans, how about them? Another win, and they beat the Chiefs this time. Which I think this was a very crucial win for the Texans. They definitely needed this win. So good for the Texans. I mean, props to them for beating the Chiefs because I think Kansas City's in trouble whether Kansas City fans think so or not, especially after this one. Because that's the second week in a row where Kansas City lost to I wouldn't consider the Texans an underdog team, but the Chiefs have been struggling the last few weeks. I know Tyreek Hill's back, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. The Browns, they played quite well against the Seahawks and almost beat them. So good job for the Browns. The 49ers, undefeated still, and they beat the Rams to do it. Because of that, 49ers are in the number 2 spot in the power rankings right now. Yeah, I was just looking at the power rankings, and certain teams are going on the downward trend, especially the Cowboys and the Rams. It's not looking good for those teams. Steelers are on the up and up, though, because they're looking... Whoa. That game against the Chargers, they looked very good in. I didn't get to see the highlights, but it seemed like they were playing quite well in that game. So shout out to the Steelers for that. Um, and then the Patri- and then the Jets. The Jets get their first win of the season. Good for them. I mean, I'm not really. No, I still don't like the Jets, but good for them. I mean, yeah, I'm not really a fan of the AFC, any divisional rivals. I mean, of the Patriots or the Steelers, but if they're not having the best about seasons, then if they can win against a team like the Cowboys, like, you know what, it's not that big of a deal because it ain't gonna last. So anyway, and although yeah, because really the Patriots have nothing to worry about. I mean, I know Sam Darnold clearly played well in this game, but um and never mind. Um um Not really any other surprises this week. I mean I wasn't surprised. Actually, let's talk about the Monday night game a little bit. The Packers actually struggled in this one, and Lions were actually putting up quite the fight to hold off the Packers, but the Packers were able to win this one by kicking a game-winning field goal. So good for the Packers to at least keep their streak alive. But yeah, Packers are in the top 10 rankings, so yeah. And you can only guess who's number one right now. So, based off the fact that Pats have one more win than the 49ers. So, um, now the Pats going undefeated, I don't think it's going to last forever. Same with the 49ers, because I'm sure the Seahawks are going to give them a run for their money, because that's where the fight is now between the Seahawks and the 49ers. I think Rams are slipping, and I think it's going to end up being between San Francisco and Seattle for the divisions. And then the South, in the NFC, I think it's going to end up being between the Saints and the Panthers. And then the North, well, it's really up in the air because Vikings are pulling themselves back into the competition. So I think Vikings are going to stay in the fight. Chicago, I don't think so. Chicago had a very upsetting loss against Oakland last week, so I think Chicago's more in danger. Vikings are playing much better now, especially after that win against the Eagles. So yeah, things are looking up for certain teams and things are looking down for certain ones. But I'll give you all my thoughts on who I think will end up making the playoffs for the Week 8 reaction as a reminder of that. So now let's jump into the Talladega playoff race reaction. That's the next part of this video. I gotta say, I was blown away with the racing. There was so much passing, so much action. There was I know big wrecks are not good, but like lots of drama coming out of the big wrecks and lots of not so good playoff implications for the drivers below the cut line. But don't rule them out yet, because Elliott and Bowman are good at the next track. Elliott Bowman and Elliott and Bowman are good at the next track. We're coming upon, and if Logano or Keselowski make a mistake, that's it. Yeah, Penske. Well, Blaney is safe. He won the race. Just so you guys know. So let's see here. Elliott won stage 1, and then Boyer won stage. Wait, no. Byron won stage 1, and Boyer won stage 2. Chevy Ford clearly dominant throughout. But Hendrick Motorsports, they were having a really good day until they got caught up in wrecks, and one of them was Bowman's fault. But I mean, shout out to Elliott for at least getting a top 10 finish. But unfortunately, I guess the wreck did not help him at all. Now Bowen, Byron, and Boyer are now in must-win situations, which is not good. Well, I mean, they're okay. So they have to go into Kansas and be aggressive, because they can't rely on Logano and Keselowski messing up. So they have to go in there and be aggressive. I see Elliott. Honestly, I think Chase Elliott has really good odds of winning this race, winning next week at Kansas. So let's talk about the wrecks. So the first one, it was Bowman who made the block, and it was crucial. And unfortunately, it took out his teammates Johnson and Elliott. Now, Elliott was able to rebound, thankfully. But yeah, that was very unfortunate. And then Kurt Busch caused the other two wrecks, which took out Byron and other crucial drivers like Keselowski, Logano. And because of these nasty wrecks, also Kyle Busch was involved in a wreck. The big wrecks were definitely crucial. Let's see. Truex was involved. Matt DiBenedetto, Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones, Kyle Larson, and Brad Keselowski as well. All affected by these wrecks. Very unfortunate. And Blaney and Newman were actually finished side by side. It was such a close finish. Oh, by the way, shout out to Denny Hamlin. He actually got a third place finish, despite, I think he was involved in one of the wrecks, but I'm not certain. But he had underdogs like Michael McDowell, Austin Dillon, Corey LaJoie, Ricky Stenhouse, Ty Dillon. I guess Kyle Busch rebounded from his wreck. But yeah, very, very disappointing days for certain playoff drivers. The only ones that ended up finishing well were Blaney, Hamlin, Elliott. Those were the only guys that finished in the top 10 from the playoff standpoint. Oh, Logano. Let's see. Harvick, Kyle Busch. Those were the only playoff drivers that even finished within the top 20. The rest of them ended up towards the back, unfortunately. So, yeah, big playoff implications going into Kansas, and Boyer, Elliott, Bowman, and Byron must go in there with a must-win attitude. Otherwise, they might be done because they are way below the cut. They're way below the cut line now. So, I mean, Yeah. Very unfortunate circumstances for those drivers. But yeah, I mean, but luckily, yeah. So because Keselowski and Logano caught up in wrecks, they're in a position where they can't make a mistake, or they'll end up giving one of their spots to Bowman or guys like Bowman or Elliott or Boyer or Byron. So, but yeah, I mean, definitely giving this race a perfect 100, especially with the great racing that I saw through the race rewind. And Erica Step was blown away. Yeah, the wrecks definitely did not help, unfortunately, but they could have been avoided, honestly. Like, but fortunately, just crucial mistakes, and yeah, it does not end well, unfortunately. But yeah, definitely giving a perfect 100 out of 100. Really impressed with the racing, and I mean, it was really entertaining. Lots of passing, and you could make moves when you needed to. But anyway, guys, it's gonna wrap up this video for you guys today. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace out and have a good rest of your day.